As soon as GPT-5 was launched yesterday, it's available inside M365 Copilot. So I'm going to compare the old and new version of Copilot with GPT-4 and 5 in 7 different scenarios. Currently, it's available in the paid version. You open the chat and you'll see a button called Try GPT-5. Click on the button and that's it. Remember, anytime you create a new chat, again you have to click on the Try button. In the free version, the button is available, but it's inactive. I hope it will be enabled soon. Use Copilot on the browser version of it. Do not use it inside Teams. Yes. Why? Because in Teams, the updates are slow, whereas on the browser version, updates are instant. Go to copilot.microsoft.com, log in using corporate ID, and you should get the latest version of Copilot. Here is the first scenario. This is a simple presentation containing few slides about Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. I'm going to ask Copilot to analyze this presentation. We'll give exactly the same prompt in 4 and 5. Left side is the older version and right side is GPT-5, as you can see here on the top. Analyze the presentation. On the left side, it has given me overall structure and simple summary and some features. Whereas on the right side, it has given the theme, given structure and flow, observations, issues and recommendations, and some further suggested action items. If I ask, it's going to execute all of them. So in this case, GPT-5 has definitely done a better job. Now let's take second scenario. I have a job description and 4 resumes. So I'm asking Copilot to identify the best candidate, give a comparison along with rating. Same prompt, both sides. So on the left side, it has followed my instructions clearly. It has given me a table and recommendations and is asking me, do you want to plan the interview for the selected candidate? Now on the right side, it did not give results immediately. It went into research or deep thinking, reasoning mode. So that's a very important distinction. In the older version, if I wanted detailed reasoning, I would have to go to researcher agent separately. Whereas here, I'm just using the chat, and the chat decides intelligently whether it does the fast one or goes into reasoning mode. So it has done a lot of steps. So it's giving me the rationale behind how it did the scoring. It has given me a much more comprehensive table. It has selected the candidate. Finally, it is asking me, do you want me to create some deliverables for this? So then I asked it to create the interview kit. So here is the Excel file. It has 2 sheets. One is the comparison of various parameters, and second, a rubric which shows how it arrived at different ratings. In the next scenario, we will ask a more complex question. The prompt is like this. I want to teach all my users to use Copilot on browser rather than inside Teams. So I'm asking Copilot to create a campaign for that. And I have a budget of $1,000. The older version did give me the output. It's giving me a breakdown of a 2-week plan. It's telling me campaign components, explainer video content, and budget breakdown. Whereas version 5 went into research mode again, and it's giving me a much more detailed output. It's giving me the strategy first, then it's giving me a 4-week campaign. A much more detailed budget breakdown is also given. It created a communication plan, is telling me the step-by-step process in a flow chart. And as though all this is not enough, it's giving me a Gantt chart. And then look at item 12. It's telling me all these things I can do for you. Should I go ahead and do that? I said generate all. And then it created a zip file. So the zip file contains a campaign tracker, communications pack, flowchart diagram, SharePoint page copy, video script, and a simple PPT. Even in this scenario, GPT-5 has done a great job. In the next scenario, I'm asking it to generate an image. It's a futuristic cityscape with nature incorporated. And in this case, I didn't see any significant difference between the output. Let's explore a different scenario of image analysis. Here is an image of an auditorium. I gave the image to both sides and asked them to count the seats. And in both cases, they are counted correctly. So I asked both of them to create the layout or a chart. Here, it just created an image with a grid and seat repeated there. Not very useful. Whereas on this side, it did create a similar structure, but it has given row and column numbers and seat numbers. So much more useful. So again, in this scenario, GPT-5 has done better than the previous version. Let's take one more image analysis scenario. There's just a set of nuts, bolts, and so on lying there. I'm asking both copilots count, classify, and explain. The older version did not count, although it is offering to do so, whereas GPT-5 did count it, classified correctly, and it's explaining correctly. So 5 has done better. Next, I'm going to ask both of them to create a labeled diagram. So in terms of speed of image generation, I did not see any difference, and the output is also similar. This is a process optimization kind of scenario. I'm describing a day-to-day kind of problem I have. I get a mail every hour with some data. I have to consolidate that data for the whole day, create a report, and send it to boss. This is a manual, laborious, repetitive activity. I'm asking Copilot, is there a better, smarter, more efficient way to do it? Now, here, GPT-4 just finished it off with by saying create some automation using Python, but that's not the optimal way. Here, it's evaluating Power Automate, Python, Outlook rules, Power BI. These are genuine, valid options. So it created a proper pipeline and it's telling me how to do it by creating multiple flows in Power Automate. It's giving me step-by-step process for Power Automate. Then to combine these files, it's also giving me the correct method, which is Power Query, and one little bit of Office script for refreshing the pivot tables. At the end of it, it's explaining why this is the most efficient approach. So undoubtedly, GPT-5 has done a much better job. So try this out, let me know your feedback and give me ideas for more videos. To continue to learn, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon and share it with your friends, colleagues and loved ones. So that's it for now. See you soon. Thank you.